I always knew I had a drinking problem. In my 20s, I guess I thought I was partying and exploring, having a good time. In my 30s, I was aware of it. In my 40s, I knew I had a drinking problem. But I also had a drug problem. Fixed that. And I went to rehab when I was 40. None of it resonated with me, though. None of it stuck. I don't know if it was the program itself, where I was in Lloydminster, or if it was my frame of mind. But I wasn't ready for anything. I actually put down the crack pipe and never touched it again forever. That was my conscious decision. So I know I can do things. But I jokingly say I celebrated the success of giving that up with celebrating by drinking for a decade. 1835 I referred to as boot camp. It was, if you're serious about getting sober, it's the place to go to. The regiment is disciplined. I know how to make a bed and how to look after myself. A lot of men don't. Just going back to basics. Being a gentleman. Being courteous. Listening to others during meetings. There's rules and regulations there. You follow them. For me, I found it very helpful. Being thrust into the first couple of weeks, the repetition of the meetings, the requirements of being outside for the meetings, going to different meetings and getting different viewpoints, really. Some meetings are quite sad, actually. It's great people that have found no joy in sobriety. It's such unfortunate. I do find those meetings beneficial simply because I leave feeling so much more empowered and happy. But there are lots of meetings, actually the majority of the ones that I go to, are actually about people living really joyful, full lives. And that's what really appeals to me. Work is better, health is better, everything's better. My artwork's better. My artwork is now hanging. I have a show that's going on right now, and I have 2 other places that want to hang my work. I can't produce it fast enough to get it out there. I went from unemployed to this week signing a deal where I'm going to own a restaurant with 2 other partners. So I went from nothing to having it all. And quite literally, a few months ago, when I'm standing in my apartment, I realized that everything that I ever dreamed of as a boy, I had now achieved. And all of that I could achieve in sobriety. For me, there isn't a question of ever picking up a bottle again or drinking again, because for me, it's really black and white. I can have all the success and happiness sober, and I can have absolutely none of it if I drink again. In the course of the past year, I've watched just about every guy that I spent last summer with, which I referred to as the weirdest summer camp I've ever been to in my life. But I watched them all relapse. The bulk of them bounce back, get back on the beam, and push forward with their lives. But I had to listen to them in the rooms talk about the motivation for picking up a drink, how they felt about it, and the fact that it solved none of their problems and they're back at square one. So I guess by watching them relapse, I guess it just pointed out to me all the reasons why I don't want to be there again. I used to like the middle of the night because it's when creditors didn't call and the phone didn't ring and you weren't disappointing anybody. Now I sleep very soundly, I'm up early, my days are full, my life's full. And I don't know. It's just the end of the first year, and I'm looking forward to the rest of my life.